your forecast first on ABC Big 2 News.
Well, everyone, happy Sunday. Today was a sunny Sunday, but it was also a windy Sunday in the entire basin. And speaking of the basin, everyone saw some wind going as fast as in their 40s. Minnesota, their highest was 41 miles per hour. Big Spring, 44 miles per hour. We're going to continue to see some of that wind gust throughout the entire rest of our week. We do have a wind advisory in Crane, Ector, Midland, Upton, and really the entire Permian Basin lasting until 4 a.m. Central Time. With all the winds that we are seeing, we're going to continue to have that high wind warning lasting until Tuesday a.m. Central Time. Not only that, but we do have a fire weather warning in the entire basin as well. What we do advise is that you hold off on any kind of fire activity with sparks or flames. I'll have more of this week's forecast later on the show. Back over to you, Rob.
And thank you, Bridget, and good evening. I'm Rob Took. We continue with our fire watch tonight. Those windy conditions Bridget just mentioned made for a challenging day in the basin for fire crews. The Winkler County Sheriff's Office just warned of a new grass fire tonight. This fire is about 6 miles north of Pio in Ward County on Road 2355. It's about 100 acres and very active. Wink and Wickett volunteer fire departments and the Monahans Fire Department are responding tonight. The Sheriff's Office says families need to be prepared for any potential evacuations. Now, the Howard County Volunteer Fire Department said their crews are working a grass fire on the 1300 block of North Birdwell Lane in Big Spring. A viewer shared this photo with us. You can see that giant plume of black smoke. The windy conditions made for smoke visible for miles in Big Spring and around town. And in this image, a closer look at what crews are dealing with. Earlier today, a number of homes in the area of Birdwell Lane were in danger. The volunteer fire department is getting the fire in control and said tonight no homes are in danger. People are asked to avoid Birdwell Lane as firefighters refuel and stage there. And further east, the Snyder Volunteer Fire Department put out this video on Facebook. It said firefighters had their hands full trying to save a house in the middle of this brush fire south of Snyder. The fire is said to be 250 acres northeast of Lake J.B. Thomas. Now, people in one town in central West Texas are recovering whatever they can after a wildfire destroyed homes there. The Eastland Complex fire destroyed a majority of the town of Carbon.
We had an officer said, y'all need to leave. And I was just grabbing stuff because I had to leave.
My dad's dog tags, we found those yesterday. So his military dog tags, because he was in the Army.
Now, the Eastland Complex fire is made up of 4 fires that started in the middle of last week. They've burned at least 54,000 acres and are around 30% contained. ABC's Monica Madden is in Blanco County tonight with the latest on the containment.
Charred, smoky grass was the extent of the damage, thanks to quick joint response from crews. Blanco County officials say there might have been different results if affected homes did not evacuate quickly or if the county didn't surge resources rapidly.
Big lesson from today is if evacuations are needed, to have a plan in order to evacuate your family quickly.
Up north, first responders are still working to contain the Eastland Complex fires, which torched communities like Carbon.
People have lost their homes, and I lost a good friend.
The inferno also took the life of Eastland Sheriff's Deputy Barbara Fenley, who died while trying to rescue others.
She put a smile on your face every time you walked up to her. She was just an angel.
Tonight, still less than 50% of the Eastland fires are contained. The recovery effort,
it has been amazing to see everybody coming together from all over the state.
Now underway as Texans brace for more severe weather in the days to come.
And during this high fire danger, the state's Division of Emergency Management shared these tips. Avoid causing sparks. If you're evacuating, seal home access points like windows, doors, and vents to protect against embers. Clear patios and porches and connect hoses to help firefighters if those hoses are needed. Now, fire engulfed the small city of Ranger in a separate fire from the sprawling Eastland Complex. But local authorities there say the flames were instead caused by arson. Tonight, Tonight, a person has been arrested for that arson. Flames damaged Rangers' downtown area and destroyed historic structures like a police department building and a 100-year-old church. Without a church, the congregation held an outdoor church service instead. And to stay up to date with the latest news on fire danger across Texas tonight, just head to our website, yourbasin.com. Now, across Texas tonight, police are still looking for the gunman who shot nearly a dozen people in southern Dallas this weekend. You can see all the evidence markers just outside the venue called The Space. And at least 10 people were shot in what's believed to be a drive-by shooting. Those people were rushed to the hospital just around midnight today. The security guard said it was a spring break party, and the youngest injured person is said to be just 14 years old. Right now, there are no arrests. And in downtown Austin, 4 people were shot after an argument in a crowd. This happened on East 6th Street just before 2 early this morning. This comes as the city wrapped up the final weekend of the South by Southwest Festival. All 4 victims were taken to the hospital with minor injuries. Police say tonight a person was arrested and the act was not random. And a lot closer to home in Winkler County, the sheriff's office arrested this man around 3 early this morning. He's been identified as Oscar Lopez with 3 outstanding felony warrants out of Garza County. Now, the 23-year-old was wanted for indecency with a child involving sexual contact and possession of child pornography. Right now, he's being held on $170,000 bond. Now, police in New Mexico say a man stabbed 3 people on a train. Albuquerque police say 32-year-old Luis Sanchez got into a fight with another passenger at the Rail Runner Transit Station. Police say he stabbed that man. Then he stabbed a security guard. And then police say Sanchez stabbed another female passenger. Once the train stopped, Sanchez got off running, but officers were able to stop him. They also found a gun in his backpack. The 3 stabbing victims have injuries that are believed to be non-life-threatening tonight.
Developing now on ABC Big 2 News.
And now to that deadly shooting at a car show in rural Arkansas. At least 24 people were shot, including children. This video is of the aftermath. The man limping down the street, an ambulance trying to get closer to the scene, and the person behind the camera shouting after learning a child was shot. Police say at least 1 person was killed. And tonight, 1 person is in custody, and law enforcement are chasing leads in this investigation. ABC's Elwin Lopez has more.
Authorities in Arkansas searching for answers after chaos erupted at a car show in rural Arkansas about 90 miles from Little Rock. People running for their lives amid the sound of gunfire.
The bottom line on this is just 2 individuals got in a gunfight. It was no mass shooting.
Hey, it's not the baby, bro.
People flagging down an ambulance, helping 1 victim to safety. The car show, part of a weekend event by a community foundation. Wallace McGehee, one of the organizers, was there.
This had never happened with us in our event ever, and just something like this to happen, man, it's a tragedy, and we want to let everybody to know that we did this here for 16 years without a problem, you know what I mean? And we want our community to come back, be strong.
Again, it's shocking. We have a small community, a farming community in Dumas, 5,000 people, and then we have an incident of multi-victims. It's just, you don't expect that from small town Arkansas.
Event organizers also posting on Facebook that this, quote, senseless violence needs to end, and police are still looking into what led up to that shooting. Elwin Lopez, ABC News, Atlanta.
And the show's organizer McGehee said that the group encourages nonviolence, and the group is listed on a number of transparency websites as an educational nonprofit. This was the 16th year for the car show in Dumas, and McGehee said the other years were problem-free. Also developing tonight, the latest on the war in Ukraine. Russia's defense ministry said its forces have fired hypersonic missiles for the first time in this war. Russian forces are pushing deeper into Ukraine, and local authorities are pleading for Western help. The UN also estimates almost 10 million people have either been displaced from their homes or have left the country. ABC's Steve Rappaport reports rescuers are sifting through the rubble in search of survivors from Russian attacks.
The search for survivors continues on Sunday in the Ukrainian city of Mykolaiv. This weekend, a rocket destroyed a Marine barracks as the troops slept. It remains unknown how many people were inside at the time of the attack, but a Marine who survived estimated at least 40 were killed. Russia is now more than 3 weeks into its invasion of Ukraine and is showing no indications of backing down from attempting a full military takeover of the country. In defiance of the war, hundreds of protesters gathered at the Poland-Belarus border on Sunday to demand the European Union end all trade with Russia and its ally Belarus. The protesters, a mix of Ukrainians and Poles, caused a 25-mile-long backup, leaving around 950 trucks waiting an estimated 32 hours as they tried to cross into Belarus. Meanwhile, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky is calling on Israel to help the people of Ukraine. While speaking to Israeli lawmakers on a Zoom call on Sunday, Zelensky reminded Israel of the similarities between their two countries.
Both of us have the same threat of total destruction of the people, state, culture, and even the name Ukraine, Israel. I want you to feel all of this.
While Russia maintains the vast majority of its forces, this invasion is not going as quickly as Moscow hoped. Some feared that could push Vladimir Putin to ramp up attacks on civilians.
The war is not going according to plan, as Putin said it would. That the concern for us is that that Putin is going to be taking more risks.
President Biden is set to meet with Nato leaders this week in Brussels, where they'll discuss Russia's invasion of Ukraine.
Well, friends, the first day of spring has arrived in the Permian Basin, and with winds, dry conditions, and warm temperatures taking over the day, will spring-like temperatures stay in the basin? I'll have that answer after the break.
And who tried to kill legendary slugger David Ortiz? Tonight, we have an answer, and it has to do with jealousy. Plus, Texas Tech was in action tonight looking to survive and advance in March Madness. Highlights from their game coming up.
Now, most admired alum.
Get up there.
This is so embarrassing. There's no way it's me.
You know her. You love her.
Ruh-roh. What are you doing here?
It's Anna Gomez! Who? Our first gazillionaire. With AT&T Fiber, Anna's got the fastest internet with hyper-gig speed.
I didn't know you went to school. We have a lot in common.
Live like a gazillionaire with AT&T Fiber. Now with speeds up to 5 gigs. Limited availability.
It's motion madness at Bob Mills, and I saved the best just for you. Like this shadow sofa with drop-down table, plus the rocking recliner. But let me take care of the price. It's less than $50 a month. And at Bob Mills, you always have 60 months to pay. In addition to finding the best prices on motion furniture, we've got the best selection. And you're never bothered by those nagging shopper stalkers. That's at Bob Mills. Oh, and by the way, we're in stock.
Just 3 words tell you everything you need to know. They tell you why we employ more than 2,000 workers at our factory in Virginia Beach. Not everyone can say them, but we can. Made in America. Visit your local dealer for the Made in America BGA 57 battery blower. Real steel. Find yours.
Initial measurement units complete.
Begin go, no-go terminal count.
Sys 1. Go.
Sys 2.
Go.
Hold the launch. We're missing supplies.
Ma'am, there's a vehicle approaching the launch pad.
Right on time.
Order for George?
Thanks, partner. We can't orbit on an empty stomach.
Abrams, 9 o'clock. Telling it like it is, now at a new time.
Here's where I'm coming from. Here's what I'm thinking.
Dan Abrams live at his new time, 9/8 Central. Weeknights on News Nation. News for all America. Russia invades Ukraine.
A News Nation exclusive now, a former KGB spy. He is describing Putin as a war criminal.
I know she will never give up.
Continuing coverage on Russia at war. Stay tuned to News Nation. And now your local Weather Authority forecast.
Well, friends, the weekend has come to a close, but you know what? It is the first day of spring, and with dry conditions, warm temperatures, and humidity, and some high winds. Actually, taking a look at our sky cam, we can see some of that shake going on. That means the winds are still present in the entire Permian Basin. Now, as we make our way into that forecast, we do see that today's temperatures definitely not too bad whatsoever. When that almanac does pop up, we will see that we did have a high of 77 degrees. Our lows not as bad, 43 degrees. Taking a look at our highs, our average around this time in March, we're definitely used to 73-degree temperatures, so 4 degrees warmer than usual. Today we were warm, but not as warm as how we were back in 2017 when we were sitting at a nice and steamy 94 degrees. Our lows did come in pretty warm for that today compared to 1965 when we were sitting at a low of only in our teens at 14 degrees. So definitely not too bad for the basin. But the basin did see a lot of some shake, a lot of some wind, a lot of some breeze, a lot of some whoosh going on. And that is that high wind gust. Everyone did see a lot of that going on pretty much in their upper and lower 40s. 41 miles per hour in the Middle Odessa area. That was our highest for today. Big Spring saw a high of 44 miles per hour. And there were some areas that did almost reach their 50s, such as the Guadalupe Pass sitting at 47 miles per hour. We're going to continue to see some of that wind action right now as we just see that sky cam. A lot of wind going on. It's traveling 25 miles per hour in the Middle Odessa area, 26 miles per hour in Big Spring. And there are some areas that are in their teens right now, such as Marfa, Van Horn, and the Guadalupe Pass in their teens of wind travelage. We're going to continue to see some of that wind into our Monday morning. So our early risers, do be sure that you have everything on and secure because we will be sitting at 26 miles per hour in the Midland Odessa area, tying with Big Spring, 22 miles per hour in Seminole. Our friends of Presidio will be sitting in their single digits along with Van Horn and Marfa. But for the most part, be sure to hold on to your gears because by the time we get into 3 p.m., that's when we will see some of what we did see today, some more wind. In our teens, though, we do cool down just a little bit with our speeds at 19 miles per hour, but that wind is not going to leave us at all. As we make our way into Tuesday, that's when we increase back into our 20s at 25 miles per hour in the Middle Odessa area, tied with Big Spring, and then Presidio will be only sitting at 2 miles per hour. So we do advise that you take the necessary precautions when it comes to any and all kind of wind. So we do have a wind advisory lasting until Tuesday at midnight Central Time, not only for the Midland Odessa area, but Big Lake, along with Fort Stockton and Pecos. Not only that, but some more wind alerts for the high wind warning until midnight come Tuesday Central Time. That's when it will expire. Our fire weather warning will expire around 8 p.m. on Monday Central Time. With all that going on, we do have a couple headlines for you guys. With fire weather, it happens with low humidity, fast winds, and warm temperatures. So we do ask that you avoid activities that cause sparks or flames, and do be sure to properly dispose of some cigarettes. Now with our day planner, we're going to start off a little bit rainy at 53 degrees, but then we make it all the way to 65, very windy, and not too bad for a mid-afternoon. And then by the time we get into 5 p.m., that's when we are sitting at 68 degrees, a very windy kind of afternoon. Now for our kiddos going to school, we're going to start it off at 54. By the time you leave school, we'll be sitting at a nice 68 degrees. That 7-day forecast is going to show we do have a cold front coming in and a little bit of some rain. And then by the time we get to Saturday, Rob, and Sunday, we're back in our 80s, and actually not too bad whatsoever. We have Friday at 83 degrees, some spring temperatures for the first week of spring.
Absolutely, and those winds are something to look out for. With all this fire weather, it's something we want to keep an eye on, so thank you so much, Bridget, for doing just that. And tonight, new at 10, we are learning the names of the 4 Marines killed in Norway during a Nato exercise on Friday. Their Osprey aircraft crashed in the Arctic Circle. Now, Captain Matthew Tomkiewicz of Fort Wayne, Indiana, Captain Ross A. Reynolds of Leominster, Massachusetts, Gunnery Sergeant James Speedy of Cambridge, Ohio, and Corporal Jacob M. Moore of Catlettsburg, Kentucky, were killed. Now, there was no immediate word on the cause of the crash, but Norwegian police reported bad weather in the area at the time the aircraft went down. And new details tonight into the shooting that left Boston Red Sox legend David Ortiz hospitalized. A private investigator hired by the former player found a Dominican drug trafficker ordered the shooting in 2019 because he was jealous of the baseball star and felt disrespected by him. That ringleader is Cesar Peralta, who isn't being charged. Dominican authorities did not cooperate with David Ortiz, private investigator.
And now, your ABC Big 2 Sports.
Over to sports now with Avi carr-gloth. Avi, in a tournament full of upsets, Texas Tech tried to avoid one today.
Yeah, I feel like everybody's trying to avoid that upset. Now, survive and advance. That's the motto of March Madness. After easily getting past the first round of the NCAA tournament, Texas Tech, they didn't care how pretty it looked during a battle with a very pesky underdog in Notre Dame. And that was a battle with a spot in the Sweet 16 on the line. So you know there was a lot going on. In the first half, Tech finds themselves up 2. A fast break opportunity for the Red Raiders. Misses, but Kevin O'Banner, he cleans up the miss, lays it in, and one. O'Banner finished with a game-high 15 points, 15 rebounds. Tech up 1 at halftime. But the Fighting Irish, putting the fighting in Fighting Irish, they're coming back. Blake Wesley driving baseline, off glass and in. Notre Dame down 2. Later on, Fighting Irish down 3. Cormac Ryan, a catch and shoot. Got it from 3. We are tied at 39. Then a little bit later, tied at 44. Kevin McCullough, he has been there and done that. He was there the last time Tech made a Final Four run just a couple years ago, and he buries the 3 under 30 seconds left there. Red Raiders up 5 off the missed 3 from Notre Dame. The putback is blocked by Marcus Santos Silva. McCullough down the court for the slam. Look out below. 2 hands for safety. The Red Raiders coming through on defense with a great play to close it out. It leads to offense. Tech, nice block there by Santos Silva. As you see, Tech would go on to win by 6, and they're heading to the Sweet 16. All right, UTPB softball hosting 14th ranked Lubbock Christian in a doubleheader. Game 2, top of the second, Lubbock Christian. They got the bases loaded, and Angela Donaldson cracks a double to right, and off go the runners. 3 runs scored. Donaldson clears the bases, driving in with a 3 RBI triple. Lady Chap scoring 6 runs in the inning. They're up 7-1. Falcons trying to cut into the lead in the bottom of the third. Valerie Gonzalez, that's basically a swinging bunt there. It somehow stays fair, and that starts off a mini hit parade after she's aboard. A couple of batters later, Leslie Martinez making good contact, dropping a hit into left. No runs on this play, but the single loads the bases. Nobody out. Lonnie Graft hits a ground ball right to second base. That ignites a double play. Gonzalez crosses home plate. A run does count, but a disappointing result after having them loaded with no outs. Falcons, they got shut out in the first game, and they dropped the second game, getting swept and extending their losing streak to 8. And so, Rob, as you saw, Texas Tech, I mean, they're going to keep on going. They're going to be facing Duke and Coach K in the Sweet 16. They were in San Diego, and then they're heading to L.A. So, staying in the West Coast, but Tech, they got a heck of a matchup ahead of them with a retiring legend.
Yeah, absolutely. A lot's going on in California, and that's going to be quite the game to see with Coach K. And hopefully, I don't want to say I don't want this to be Coach K's last game. Well,
Tech fans are hoping
it could be. Yeah, no, absolutely. I want to be on their side. All right. Thank you, Avi. Well, it's never too late to get your diploma. Coming up after a short break, meet the man more than 100 years old, returning to high school.
You right, like you're like, bacon, bacon, bacon.
Well, this is you.
I love bacon.
Sonic bacon on bacon, quarter-pound double cheeseburger.
Okay, you got me.
Seems like everything is smarter these days. Watches, vacuums, even refrigerators. So why not a smarter electricity plan? Like Reliant Truly Free Flex Days. You get your 2 highest use days free every week, up to 8 free days every month. Now powered by 100% solar energy. Plus, you can track your free electricity with the Reliant app. Truly Free Flex Days. Now that's smart. Reliant. That's power. Your way.
The UPRA returns to the Midland Horseshoe for the Permian Basin Spring Stampede Pro Rodeo, sponsored by All-American Chrysler Dodge Ram of Midland on Friday, April 1st and Saturday, April 2nd. Come enjoy loads of family fun with rodeo entertainment and plenty of excitement. From bull riding, barrel racing to bucking broncos, even mutton busting. For tickets and more information, visit MidlandHorseshoe.com and come see us for the Permian Basin Spring Stampede Pro Rodeo at the Midland Horseshoe Arena.
Spring ahead with our top speeds. Get faster internet with Suddenlink, like our high-speed 1 gig internet for just $49.99 a month. With it, you'll get a $200 Visa prepaid card, HBO Max included on us for 1 year, and a free Wi-Fi extender for whole home coverage. Get our fastest speed, plus with optimum flexibility from Suddenlink, you can choose more of what you want with no hidden fees. And the grass gets greener when you combine with Optimum Mobile for even more savings. Spring into action and sign up at Suddenlink.com or call us at 800-972-5757 today.
My English teacher in 4th grade, she used to get really upset with me. She's like, Nico, when you're writing these papers, you can't use the word stuff. But there's no other word to describe besides stuff. There's just a bunch of stuff in here. Sonic double stuffed Oreo waffle cone and blast. Double things Oreo blast? No.
Real steel. Find yours at steeldealers.com.
Well, now to a truly remarkable story this weekend. A 101-year-old man finally receives his high school diploma. ABC's Zachary Keish has the story.
There's a new high school graduate with a little bit more experience than all the others.
Presentation of the Store Normal School Honorary Diploma to Mr. Merrill Pittman Cooper.
Mr. Merrill Cooper had dreams of becoming a lawyer, but his high school education was cut short because his family couldn't afford his tuition. In a surprise ceremony in Jersey City, Cooper received that precious diploma at 101 years old.
I'll never forget this day.
Recognizing the void after all these years, his family spent months coordinating with the school, now operated by the National Park Service. The son of a deeply separate and unequal America. Despite the tough times, including lack of access to free education, Mr. Cooper carries the knowledge of our history.
My senior year in high school was one of the saddest times of my life.
But still, to this day, he has questions and heartbreak.
What was the reason that there was no high school for a black kid like me when I graduated from grammar school? What's the reason? No struggle, no progress, right? No struggle, no progress. The heights of good and decent men are not attained by sudden flight, but they, while their companions slept, go toiling upward through the night. And he that is satisfied with what he has all that he can ever hope to have. I just kept plugging.
Despite the obstacles, he found professional success in Philadelphia, becoming the first black union president for Philly's SEPTA transit workers. He's seen so many things change, and at the same time says too much has remained the same, but he never saw this coming. Some 80 years later, the distinction he deserves, high school graduate.
Thank you so much.
An incredible story. Congratulations, Mr. Cooper. All right, we'll call it a killing at the box office, the latest movie to take the #1 spot, and just how much has been made so far. We'll be right back.
AC Big 2 Sports, brought to you by Glasheen Vaez and Enderman Injury Lawyers.
At West Tex Urgent Care, we were created with our patients in mind. We go above and beyond to ensure that you see a qualified provider in a timely manner and receive effective treatment. We're safe, we're open, and we care.
Locals know the best way to control expensive water costs is to install their own water well. Since 1981, the JR's Water Well Service Team has been serving the Permian Basin, providing bids and same-day service calls you can trust for residential and commercial water wells. Our customers describe us as outstanding and professional, with a quick response time and expert knowledge. Trust the JR sticker seen all over West Texas. Call today for quick bids, same-day service, and to receive the Big 2 10% off anything offer.
From 1 to 101, celebrate your birthday with ABC Big 2 News. Sponsored by Nothing
nothing bundt cakes. Every Friday, we'll share some of your birthdays. Just go to yourbasin.com to nominate someone special.
The child welfare system is in transition, and we need you to plug yourself in where you can help with this transition and help these children and families heal from the abuse and neglect that they've endured.
Get involved and get your church involved, because families in crisis in our area need to.
Get involved because the kids need it. They need some love, they need some support, they need some encouragement, so we would encourage you to find a way to help serve them.
Get involved, pb.org.
The Vineyard, Midland's premier master planned community, impeccable high-end luxury with resort-style amenities. These Silverleaf homes are located close to Green Tree Country Club and are walking distance to Faskin Elementary. Contact Alexa to schedule your private showing.
Trending at this hour, Kanye West will not be performing at the Grammys this year. The musician, who now goes by the name Ye, was told that his act had been pulled from the show, which is set to take place on April 3rd. Ye's album Donda is nominated for Album of the Year. Now, according to reports, the decision was made in response to his quote concerning online behavior. Ye was temporarily banned from Instagram after using a racial slur directed at Daily Show host Trevor Noah. Noah is also the host of next month's Grammy Awards. Now, the Batman is still going strong 3 weeks into its theatrical run, with a tight grip on the top spot at the box office and crossing $300 million. Robert Pattinson's debut as the Dark Knight earned an additional $36.8 million over the weekend, according to studio estimates tonight. It also slid past the $300 million mark ahead of projections. Now, Warner Bros. Say the film is the highest grossing movie of 2022 and the second highest since the beginning of the pandemic. First place goes to Spider-Man: No Way Home. And Coors Light has sold out of their newly released Chilio Lollipops. The beer-flavored lollipops with a foam top don't have alcohol, but they do taste like Coors Light beer. I don't know if you can get behind that, but Coors says research indicates sucking on lollipops has a calming effect, and hopefully it's a tasty lollipop too. And as we head to break, a reminder that if you see news happening, share your videos and photos on social media with us. Make sure you use the hashtag ABCBig2News. And if you haven't done it yet, follow us on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. We are ABC Big 2 News. And we'll be right back.
Are you watching?
Tonight and tomorrow,
we're on the Sunset Strip.
the stars come out
Motley Crue.
for the final audition.
Time to live it, I'm yours.
Absolutely.
American Idol, new tonight and tomorrow on ABC.
And now, most admired alum.
Get up there. This is so embarrassing. There's no way it's me.
You know her. You love her. Ruh-roh.
What are you doing here?
It's Anna Gomez! Who? Our first gagillionaire. With AT&T Fiber, Anna's got the fastest internet with hyper-gig speed.
I didn't know you went to school. We have a lot in common.
Live like a gagillionaire with AT&T Fiber. Now with speeds up to 5 gigs. Limited availability.
What has your debit card been doing for you lately? Is it earning you any money? How about rewards? Because with the Kasasa Rewards checking account at MTCU, every swipe on qualifying transactions earns you cash and rewards. For added convenience, cardholders have access to over 30 free ATMs throughout the Permian Basin. We also refund a portion of monthly ATM fees to our qualifying Kasasa members. Stop by one of our branches and find out how you can earn money back by opening your Kasasa Rewards checking account. MTCU, your partner in lending, your partner in life.
She said she wasn't hungry. She only wanted a bite. But this isn't just a patty melt. This is a Whataburger patty melt. The all-time favorite. With 2 all-beef patties, Monterey Jack, grilled onions, and creamy pepper sauce. So 1 bite became 2. And 2 became mine. Just a bite, huh? Mark that one down as a lesson learned. The Whataburger patty melt. Just like you like it.
Thank you, Permian Basin, for nominating the remarkable women in your life.
Now stay tuned as 4 of these inspirational stories are being featured on ABC Big 2 every Tuesday this month.
ABC Big 2, recognizing remarkable women.
Well, friends, let's take one last look at that 7-day forecast. In the morning a.m., we will see 10% chance of some rain showers, but the main thing for tomorrow is that it's going to be very windy. We do have a fire weather warning in effect lasting until Monday evening, so hold off on any kind of fire activity, anything that has sparks or flames. But for the most part, we will have some 80-degree weather, so that's not bad by the time we get into Friday and Saturday. Avi and Rob, so not too bad for, springtime, and it's happy spring, everyone.
Yeah, still a little bit windy though. Midland College, they were supposed to have a baseball game tomorrow. Not happening anymore. So
yeah, absolutely. A lot to look out for this week, but we'll make sure to keep you updated here on ABC Big 2 News. And join us tomorrow morning at 5 o'clock for Good Morning Basin. Good night.